Friday night, ladies' night.
It is ladies' night, and we're super excited to have you. Pull up a chair, grab a drink or an NA, which means a non-alcoholic beverage, and enjoying the ladies. We have a lot to talk about. First up, we got some love news.
Who are we?
We are Daytime Talk After Dark. And we are the hosts of DBL, Daily Blast Live, but we came after we got canceled to join in a podcast so you guys could keep loving us and enjoying us. Everything okay over there?
Michael Dean.
Starting strong.
Michael Dean,
our executive producer.
Senior executive producer.
Senior.
Yep.
Executive producer.
No, it makes you sound accomplished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Experienced.
It does.
Knowledgeable.
My fake press on nails won't let me
are you still doing the same ones as me? Do you like them? I love them.
I do. I
Me
love
too.
them. We're really into press on nails, guys. If you want to
Kiss-ums?
Kiss-ums.
Yeah, because you don't even need glue.
You don't need glue,
They're
guys.
like stickers, and they stick.
They stick like
for weeks.
5-stage clinger. Like you can't get rid of them.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
I like peeling them off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The little residue.
I love the residue. I roll it up in a ball.
Me too.
Okay. I just go to get mine done.
Yeah, Erica's all bougie about it. Let's start with something dear to my heart. My birthday was one year, and these ladies got me a cameo from this gentleman. And his name rhymes with Beeve Gutenberg. And his name is
The
Steve.
Goot.
The Goot.
You
Steve
love
Gutenberg.
the Goot.
You guys, he is divorcing his wife of 6 years.
Oh.
Okay. It's called I can never say this word.
Irreconcilable differences.
Irreconcilable differences.
That basically just means we don't go together no more.
So they don't go together anymore.
Who do we know? Is she an actress? Just curious if it's been public or if it's more of a private
Her name
affair.
is Emily Smith, which sounds like she's a spy. So it could have been that. They do list him. What do you think they list him as? The actor from? What would you list Gutenberg as? The actor from?
Was he in Ghostbusters?
No.
The actor from 3 Men and a Baby.
Okay, that's one of them. And then Police Academy.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yep, that's good.
So anyway, you guys
I
don't
was
know,
close.
but I have you were. I have a tremendous crush on
So
the
do you
dude.
feel like there's a chance?
I'm just saying.
You are married.
I
know,
am
I'm
married.
kidding.
Steve, you came on DBL. You and I had a thing.
Tory.
Just kidding.
You
but-
can't. And you're married.
66?
No, first of all, I just want to say thank you for what you did during the wildfires. He was amazing in the wildfires.
Amazing.
So to the Goot, we raise our glass.
Yep.
And we hope you find love soon.
Yes, you deserve it, Goot.
You do. You absolutely do.
Okay, so we are all women in our 40s. Is 66, if we're obviously all married, but is 66 an age that if you were single, you would be swimming in? Is that a demographic that would
At
be
our
of
age right
interest?
now?
At our
Depends
age
how
right
active
now.
they are, because the Goot doesn't seem like 66
Goot does
to
not
me.
seem like
He seems like a
66.
52 to me.
52.
Okay, but he's not. He's 66.
Okay, he is
So
66.
that seems too old for me. However, the Goot feels younger.
I agree with Sam completely. 66 is too old for me, unfortunately. But if it was the Goot, I'm
The
in.
Goot. Oh my gosh.
I've loved
Wow.
him since that's so long
Okay.
ago.
I can't get down
Erica?
with 66.
No? What's your cutoff, Erica? You're single
If I
and you're
were
out.
single, I would stick in 40s and 50s.
Yeah, 40s and 50s.
Yeah, because
Is
you
58
also,
okay?
I think here's the issue is that I don't have an issue with, May, December romances, if you will, or whatever. But when you start to get to a 60 something age, you have to consider where you're going to be in the next 10 years and where that person is going to be in the next 10 years.
Okay,
practical.
everyone's thinking.
And
so practical.
And so the issue is depending, do you have children? Do you not have children? Are you going to be someone who needs to live a certain type of lifestyle? And I'm not saying that at 76, some people can't live very active lifestyles, but there's things to consider how your lifestyle
She's right.
gets impacted by age.
Travel. She's right.
Yeah, and I definitely don't.
Travel's
And
true.
I'm one who I try not to judge other people's choices. However, I do kind of look at people with side eye when it was good for the goose when they were thriving and out there, and then all of a sudden you come up with another reason for why things didn't work, and their health is on a decline, or they need, more assistance.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's always questionable.
Yep.
Moving on, we have another love relationship that is blossoming. It's not a marriage, but it is one. Sir Elton John and the Madonna have ended their decades-long feud.
I did not know they were in a feud, but I was not shocked by the idea that Elton John and Madonna could be in a 20-year feud.
Huge feud.
I had no idea they
never
were
spoke to each other, wouldn't look at each other, always kind of talked badly about each other.
So first of all, I love the fact that, and we're going to find out, Tory has the details of
details.
why there is a feud, but I love the fact that Madonna decided, hey, Elton John is going to perform at SNL. I'm just going to show up.
I'm going to show up.
And she's like, and I'm going to, according to her, she said, I'm going to confront him in his dressing room and find out why this has gone on for so long. So she opens the door and apparently,
knock.
Yep. And apparently, immediately he said, forgive me.
Really?
That's according to Madonna. He saw her
Really?
and slouched and said, forgive me.
Wow,
and
Sam,
then
you did that beautifully. No, really, I was there.
Wow.
I was in the room.
And they embraced, and I don't know why there was ever a feud, but apparently and then she said, how serendipitous is this? After he said, forgive me, they embraced, and he said, I've been writing a song for you. So they are going to collaborate.
Oh my God, it's the
on
gay icon
a song
anthem.
So he almost manifested it, right? He made a song for her.
God.
She somehow felt the energy, went there, had the goal or the bravery, whatever you want to call it, to confront him.
Wow.
And he immediately became putty.
Well, I do have to say this. His first song, I don't like what Elton John does. When he does like on SNL, it was very like I like when he does quieter, slower songs. And the second song with Brandi Carlile was just beautiful. And I hope with the Madonna song has more of that. He also can see almost nothing.
Oh.
He's almost
I heard
absolutely
that.
blind.
Yes.
So for him, a lot of things he says are coming to fruition because of things he's given up and sacrificed. And I think maybe this feud with Madonna
Why was there a feud?
was one of them. Okay, so here is the reason why they were feuding. Did you guys hear that? Oh, I heard a ringing in my ear. Okay. Okay. So I have a really strong ringing in my ear. Okay. Things he said about her. He called her Die Another Day song, quote, the worst Bond tune ever.
Okay.
Does anyone remember it? Sing it, Michael Dean. Okay. And we're
Die
gonna move
Another
on.
Day. Was that on a soundtrack?
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
isn't that with Halle Berry? Wasn't that the one? Okay, and then at a British Music Award, he questioned her nomination for the Best Live Act, saying, since when has lip syncing been live?
Oh, man.
Catty, meow.
Because he can think these things, but to be like
Yeah.
at his stature
Meow.
and say those things.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, in
Those are
2012, they were
fighting
competing
words.
for Best Original Song in the Golden Globes. He said she didn't stand a chance.
And did he win that year?
I don't have that note.
Okay. All right. So it's all him.
Yeah, and then he told an Australian reporter that her career was over and called her, quote, a nightmare.
Wow.
So we haven't heard a lot from Madonna.
Well, that's why she confronted him, though.
Yeah.
And that's why he said, forgive me. He knew he was in the wrong.
He really was catty, it seems like.
Here's the thing about one-sided beef, okay?
Right. Yes.
And I don't know, maybe Madonna did something or said something, but ultimately all the quotes are coming from Elton John taking jabs at Madonna.
Yeah.
It's like, it gets to a point where it's like, you gotta it's almost like when somebody's like windmilling, they just gotta tucker themselves out.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Madonna came to him.
Yeah.
And that he had this like come to Jesus moment where it's like, asking for forgiveness. I do have to ask though, because we all have somebody, or maybe more, that you could think of like, this is forever beef. Is there ever a time or a situation where, one, if you've ever maybe had a come to Jesus or come to whoever moment to be like, you know what, the beef wasn't really that deep. I'd like to like move on. Has that happened to anyone?
That's a great question. Is it one-sided beef?
I mean,
Like,
it could
would
be
you-
mutual beef.
I had beef with a girlfriend and we both decided that it wasn't worth it because we had so many mutual friends.
And you guys said, let's
what do you say? Let's clear the beef. Let's eat the beef. Where's the
clear
beef?
the air.
What do you? We got rid of it. We just got rid of it.
We got rid of the beef.
And you know what? She turned out to be a real bee.
Oh.
She turned out.
So you were right.
I
to
was
have
right.
beef.
She was awful.
I'm trying to think. When you said the question, the first thing I thought of is if there was someone that just hated me and said ill things about me all the time, and then they came to me and said, I'm so sorry, would I be able to forgive them? Would you?
I think it would depend on how much damage it had caused. If it were a situation where it was just like, okay, you're going around talking smack about me and like, you know, because a lot of times like people don't realize how bulletproof the other person is.
Right.
I'm always like, you can say or do whatever you want, but my ancestors do not play about me. Okay?
Yeah, Erica's bulletproof.
They do not play about me. So just be cautious.
I love that.
My ancestors are like, where's the meats? You know what I mean? I feel like they're like Russian peasants.
So I don't know if it was something that was really destructive to me.
Yeah.
I think I would acknowledge that, you know, they were, but also it would depend. Like, do you need to say this to me to get this off your chest?
Yeah, what's your intention?
Yeah.
Right, what's your intention?
Or is it something where it's like, you know, I want to be a better person?
Right.
Like, I've actually said to someone, I was like, I really was not messing with you at all. Like, for some reason, I just did not like you.
And which can
but
be okay.
I didn't have a reason. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, I was very triggered by this person's ability to fully be themselves all the time.
So a repressed trait of yours that you wished was in hers.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because a lot of people will say things like, let jealousy or envy be your GPS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I realized it was. There was nothing that this person had done to me.
Right.
I just was very triggered by her existence because it reminded me of how
what you
much I
wanted.
was diminishing my own.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it, on my other podcast, Detour Guides pods.
Yeah.
Detour Guides.
Yes.
We talk about comparison spiral and how that comparison spiral can be a little bit of a ladder. It can be a ladder to what you want. If
Yeah,
you look at it another way.
absolutely.
Yes.
Frame it.
Absolutely.
Tune in to that podcast as well. Okay. Also, we are now. Oh, by the way, who would you most like? Elton John did a collab with Brandy Carlisle. Who would you most like Elton John to do a collab with?
Michael Dean, he did a whole album with her.
Maybe Madonna.
Yeah, now that
Now
I
it's
know that they
Madonna.
had beef, I want to hear this new
I do
album.
too. And maybe, Gaga would be cool, but I do like the idea.
Have they not done a
I
collab?
think they have.
They had to have.
I
Has
feel like they have.
Gaga and Elton John done a collab, Michael Dean? Gaga,
Gaga?
and Elton John. Yeah, I would
I
think
feel like
so
they have to. Okay.
Maybe that's another thing.
I
because-
wondered because Gaga and Madonna have a
had
feud
beef, yes.
about that. And I wonder
Yeah.
if she was
That's
upset
been
about that.
one-sided, hasn't it? Doesn't Madonna just not like Lady Gaga?
Gaga's
It wasn't.
talk crap about Madonna too.
Oh, she
Oh yeah,
has.
yeah, yeah. They've gone back
Yeah,
and
because
forth.
people compared her to, I think it got spun by the media, in my opinion. In my opinion, people would say, you're like the new Madonna. And Gaga would say, well, no, I'm unique this way and that way. And it did get twisted, like she wasn't giving props to Madonna.
like homage.
Right. But I think that Lady Gaga was just trying to say, no, I'm different this way. I play the piano. I write my own music. And I think it got twisted. I don't think Gaga intentionally tried
I think
to.
she did, and I think
You
you're a one.
do?
Yes, she's a provocateur. She came out in an egg dress. She's like a meat. But yes,
But I don't think she's mean-spirited.
I think she said, "I write my music as a dig" because she knows Madonna doesn't, and I think she knew that would hurt Madonna, and it did.
Really? I hope not.
Well, I mean, that would be a cool.
I
That'd be
love
cool
Lady
to see
Gaga.
that. Speaking of music, we have a very interesting auction coming up, and this is for one and the only. This is Sam's, the love of her life, other than Mark Byron.
No, Mark loves Kurt Cobain too.
Okay.
Mark was him for Halloween this year.
That's right.
And I was Courtney Love.
And you were both really good.
We were very committed.
Yeah.
We love Nirvana. Nirvana was one of my first CDs. My first cassette, I bought two. PM Dawn.
Who?
PM Dawn. Do you know PM Dawn?
Yes.
Who was
Okay.
she saying?
PM
PM
Dawn was
Dawn.
my first cassette.
Okay.
Set adrift of memory, bliss of you. That's their hit single. And then Share. Those were my cassettes. My first CD. Turn back time. My first CD was Nirvana, Nevermind.
Oh, nice.
And I just always loved, like, the more I learned about Kurt Cobain and how he stood for something, and how at his concerts he'd say in 1994, if you're a sexist, a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, get out. I don't want you here. But he wouldn't say it as like angry as I'm coming off. He would lead by example and like say it in his soft, cute way. And I just love him. And when Mark and I went to Seattle, we went to
that's right.
the house that he and Courtney Love lived in the house that he died in. And I was so taken aback by, now someone lives there now. And next to the house is like an actual memorial park for Kurt Cobain. And so there's a bench there and people leave drinks and flowers, and like it's overrun by fan memorabilia. But then the house still has this wooden fence that people tag. And I guess you can, because there was someone there that said that the city keeps putting up new wood so more people can, you know, write what they want about Kurt Cobain. And I was just taken aback by how many people have written how he changed their life. And just, he was just such a beautiful human. And I don't think he belonged here. I really don't.
He died, am I right, at 27? He was part of the 27 year
He was part of the 27 club.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this. That's beautiful, Sam. Kurt Cobain's white Stratocaster that he smashed is up for auction. The starting bid is fixed. Does anyone want to guess at what fixed
What do you think,
the
Erica?
minimum is for Kurt Cobain?
100,000.
Way lower.
Okay. 20,000?
30 grand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
God,
the
if I
starting
had
bid.
money, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
You would-
if I had the money.
How much would you spend on this?
Well, it's all relative to
Yeah,
how much money
right,
I have
right.
in the bank. So if I
In our
had,
pretend
if I was
world-
a millionaire, I would totally drop $100,000 on his guitar and then get it, you know, encased and put
Like
up
piece
somewhere.
of art.
Yes,
like a piece of art. Like a
yeah.
Damien Hirst or whatever.
But I would rather have his white sunglasses.
oh, those ones that are like roundy.
And I would still, and I would get those encased, and yeah. Although there's so much blood, sweat, and tears in a guitar.
Yeah.
So
Talk to me about what would be any musician, and if you're out there, please write us. What would be the one item you most would spend your money on that you'd want to get? Is it a guitar pick, a drumstick? They're not all sticks, but like, what is something that you would really want?
it's a great question,
Thank you, Sam.
Erica.
Ooh.
And who would the artist be?
I know what I'd want.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
so why she
Please,
thinks then?
yes.
Why she thinks who?
Okay. I think I'd want like Barbara
I
Streisand.
knew it. I knew it. I should have bet on it. Okay.
Like her like comb.
Her comb.
Or like her teacup. Cause she drinks tea.
I know where she gets a lot of her glassware from Annie Glass in Watsonville, California.
Okay.
Hand blown.
She's very specific about
Yes,
everything.
she
I don't know. She
loves
seems like someone I
hand-blown.
would really, that would
Yeah.
be really important to me to have.
Okay. I love that for you. That's exactly who I thought you would say. I have one for Erica too, but I'll wait to see what Erica says.
I'm gonna go with Whitney Houston's Home.
Whoa, that's better than a comb.
Oh my gosh.
okay,
That is so the difference between these two. We have one that's like, I'll settle with a comb.
Yeah,
And then you have Erica who just shoots for the sky.
I
okay?
want the house that she shared with Bobby in the early days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a house that's been on the market that is very like it reminds me so much of it. It's very dated.
Is
but
it the one
Like,
that
is
you
it
sent
80s?
me?
no.
Okay.
No, this is I wouldn't actually buy a home
Okay.
like this now, but it's like it's dated
Like 80s-y?
90s. Like yeah,
So it would need a whole overhaul.
well, yeah, but the way that the house that she shared with Bobby in the early days was like all white, and it had like the glass brick. You know, remember when that was like the cylinder?
Yes.
glass? look.
Yes.
A very like, I think people would say that it's 80s, but I think it might be more 90s. Like what a mansion looked like in like very Wave Nouveau like type thing. Yeah.
No, wait, I take mine back. I would want Whitney Houston's hair wrap from her national anthem.
Oh.
I mean, the house
What
is
is
better.
you with hair though?
I'm
The
just
comb,
saying-
the wrap, that's a whole
I'm
thing.
like, give me the house.
Yeah, I'll take
Give
the
me
house.
the house
Yes.
that
Or,
like,
Whitney sang in.
It had to be like her warm-up
Ooh,
suit.
what about the bodyguard house? That's a good house.
Oh my
great
gosh.
house.
That's a great house.
It's a great house. It's
Her
a great house.
room. Even Kevin Costner's room. I'll take the pool house.
You know what I would take? Kevin Costner's. Well, that's not a singer. I'm going way off.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
singer? What musician item?
Mine would have been Kurt Cobain.
It
And
would have
I
been.
would have thought the glasses, but the more I think about like, you know, and I remember there was a whole controversy with his daughter giving away his, I think it was his acoustic guitar.
Oh, wow.
To like a boyfriend. We covered it on DBL.
Oh wow! Just giving it away.
Yeah, because she thought they were going to be together forever.
Oh yeah.
So she like gave it to him, but probably in the back of her mind thinking, you know, this still stays within my estate or the legacy of that. But with Frances Bean, but I don't. Yeah, I would think a guitar of Kurt Cobain for sure.
That'd be
I'm
really
really
cool.
into Rage Against the Machine again.
I
So
thought you would do a
maybe
punk
the
thing.
megaphone.
Oh, okay, that's
Because
cool.
Rage Against the Machine always like starts with a megaphone. So maybe
That's
his
cool.
megaphone. Or no, Nirvana.
What were you gonna say what did you think I was?
I
gonna
thought
say?
it was going to be Whitney Houston or the other one that popped up, something Lionel Richie.
Yeah, Lionel
Oh,
Richie.
Yeah,
Lionel.
something Lionel Richie,
That's
like his
true.
red leather jacket. Like,
I do love me
I
some
know,
Lionel.
I do too. That's why I watch American Idol. He's so sincere.
The best.
He is the best, and I know
Love
you've
that
gotten to
man.
meet him, and
Yeah.
he just. Oh, I love him on American Idol.
I really got to know him from We Are the World's documentary,
Oh,
and he
me
is
too.
unbelievably organized and
talented.
a very. And you know what,
Did
Nicole?
you ever end up watching that? You
Yes.
need to.
It was very good.
Yes, I watched it.
So good.
Shortly
Watched it
after it
twice.
came out,
I
yeah.
watched it twice. It was so good.
It was really good.
Yes, it was.
Michael Dean, do you have a musician that you would have picked? We have 8 minutes.
Come on, Michael Dean.
Elton John. I don't know.
Really,
Elton-
Elton
what would
John?
you? What would you pick?
His piano?
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah, actually, I think I would love his piano.
That's
Yeah.
actually amazing.
That's a very cool thing.
Yep.
Getting Elton John's piano would make me relearn how to play piano.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
Elton
his
John's
wardrobe.
wardrobe, yes.
Okay.
Oh, his
Oh my
sunglasses,
gosh.
his glasses.
Jacob, who would you pick?
Paul Wall's Grill.
Paul Wall's
Alrighty.
Grill? Really?
I don't know if there's a Sonicare pod in the world that is going to sanitize.
Would you put it in your mouth or would you put it
he
on
would put
as
it in
art?
like a
Oh my
case.
gosh.
It's
Oh
a
my
case.
gosh.
Nick,
What about
who would you
Nick?
do? Nick, who would you do?
Jimi Hendrix.
Would it be the Star Spangled
Fine.
Banner or the one? Oh, the one in Lit on Fire. Okay,
Wow.
that would probably
Yeah,
go
it's
up
a
in value.
great one.
You know, he's another 27-year-old.
Was he?
Yeah.
Janis-
Wow.
so
he
how about
was
Janis
Janis-
Joplin's
oh my gosh,
glasses?
Janis Joplin.
Another 27-year-old.
I.
Unbelievable.
Are we out of stories? Is
Yeah,
that why
that's
you're-
all I'm doing. I just
Oh,
stalling.
I had something that I wanted
Okay.
to share with
Yeah.
you guys. Okay, so, and I'm wondering what Tory's interpretation of this. This was an email that popped up today, and I was like, that's interesting. Do you know where the word toast comes from, as in to toast someone? So when you clink your glasses,
Yeah.
you toast to Tory. Do you know where that came from?
No.
And if this is boring, we can.
No, I'm kind of fascinated.
I thought it was fascinating too. Okay. Oh, my nails shipment shipped. Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh.
We're
For those
really
of you who are
stretching.
still watching.
Yeah, Tory I feel like Tory would know
Toast,
this.
a
Here it is.
toast.
What does the phrase raise a toast actually refer to?
I don't know.
You have no theories. You got to give me a theory. Erica, give me a theory. Just use your common sense. Give me a theory.
I bet I know. There was rations, and when there was no alcohol, you had to raise a piece of bread.
Okay, Erica.
Oh, that's a good. That was way better than anything I could come up with.
Okay.
Raise a toast, or
That was good, my answer.
maybe it's from frigid conditions and drinking alcohol was going to make them warm.
Interesting. No, but it's close. Both of you are close.
Okay.
So, in the medieval era,
Tell us.
culinary habits contributed to its name. Many meals at the time included a piece of soaked bread known as sop. And during the holiday season in England, communal bowls filled with warm, spiced alcoholic drinks such as mulled cider were common. Hold on. I'm so glad Al's not here. So they would take the toast, augment the flavor by dipping it in the mulled wine.
You're dipping the bread.
Yep,
Okay.
in the mulled wine.
Okay, I got the mulled wine.
And then you would hold it up, and that would be your toast.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was a blessing for good crops.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Interesting.
really interesting.
And that's to toast. So
Interesting.
pick it up, the
Yeah.
sop, into toast.
That's really interesting.
I'm glad that we covered
Now you learned something, everybody.
toast.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
I do want to mention that Al isn't here because he is on tour with Frank Caliendo.
That's
So
awesome.
if you want to check that out, please go to, I assume, Frank Caliendo's website. Al might have actually posted something on his Instagram at Al Jackson IG about it. So if you are in any of those cities, make sure you support. This weekend, we are actually going to the Joe Coy concert or stand-up
Tomorrow.
at Ball Arena. Yes, tomorrow. And we're hoping, right now, we think we might spend a little bit of time with him. So if you have any questions that you might want to have answered,
Make sure you
hit
ask
us
us.
up. Let us know.
That's
So
right.
if
Yep.
we get a little bit of his time, we can ask a question on your behalf.
Any Joe Coy questions, send them our way.
Thank you for saying it like a foghorn. Do you guys want to know why they say don't put your elbows on the table?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Okay, so not.
This is our last story, so
Okay,
don't worry. It's
so
over. It's
why
over.
do not put your elbows on the table?
Okay. Does anyone want to guess? Anyone? Is anyone listening?
Because school children could fall asleep,
Very interesting choice.
and they don't want them to fall asleep.
Very interesting choice.
Huh.
Nope. Okay.
That was interesting. I was just thinking of, I had a meeting a couple weeks ago in Houston, and we're at this huge conference table, and I was wearing this suit jacket, and the table was like shiny and very polished, and I went to put my elbow on the table, and I went like this, and it slid.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. That's the
Very
worst. You feel like
embarrassing.
such a
It was
feel like a
embarrassing the
loser.
first time as I'm speaking to our client, but I did it again with my
yeah.
Stop.
So embarrassing.
What did you say? How did you say
Nobody
that?
said anything.
You kept going?
Yeah.
You didn't acknowledge it?
I did not
Oh,
acknowledge
Erica.
it.
The
And it was
coolness
so
gets
obvious.
sucked
It was
out
like-
of you. It's awful.
Wow.
It's just like when you trip and you're like, I'm the loserest person in the world. Huh?
So why?
Okay,
what's
Okay,
the
so
why?
why? So
Okay, you have
people,
2 minutes.
Okay, the lowest class back in the day were sailors. And what do sailors have to do when they eat? Because boats rock back and forth. They put their elbows on the table so that their plates don't move back and forth. So the quickest way to know that you are in the lower class is if you put your elbows on the table, we'd know you're a sailor. So they say, take your elbows off the table, so they didn't know you were in the lower class.
That's interesting.
That took less than 2
Okay.
minutes.
All right.
That's good.
Well,
No,
the
you can
more
still
you
wrap it
know.
up.
The more you know.
Yes.
So we're going to end a little early.
Yeah.
Why not? We'll just end a little
90
early on this one.
seconds.
90 seconds early. Please subscribe and like and write us questions for Joe Coy. If
We love you
we
guys.
can. We were going to go see him tomorrow. And we appreciate you guys all writing in. And make sure you leave a glowing review for us. YouTube, Amazon, all those. Spotify.
Yes.
Peach and a Partridge.
And Detour Podcast.
Detour Guys.
Accidentally Informed. And
And-
her brand new series. You got to check it out, you guys.
On
For-
Come Back with Erica Cobb.
Fertility
YouTube.
Unfiltered.
Yes.
Fertility
Yes.
Unfiltered. And as
Yep.
always, catch Sam on 9 News. God, what is happening?
If you live in the Denver metro area
Yes.
or anywhere in Colorado.
And we want to thank our sponsor, Positive Energy Campaign.
Yep.
Check them out on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, follow. The more you support them, the more they can support us.
Yay.
Cheers, and let's raise a toast.
Woo!
Now that we know why.
Sop. Mold bread.
Mold bread.
Mold spice
What a great way to
drink.
go on. Mold bread.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.